Imagine, you are lying by a lake. The Milky Way extends far overhead. There are countless stars above you, countless wonders. Human history is traced out above in the constellations. This is your sky. You grew up watching it. The night sky begins to lighten. Your infinite stars replaced by streetlights. The endless Milky Way now fades, replaced with an electrical close glow. Your sky is gone. You will never see it here again. It has fallen victim to light pollution. Light pollution is a serious, growing global issue. It does far more than just limit how many stars we can see. It's damaging the economy and attacking our health. We're all victims of light pollution, but there is a solution. To find it, let's start by asking, why does light pollution exist? Light pollution exists because of undirected streetlights. The lights we leave on all night only direct a portion of the light to the right place. The rest of it is sent off scattering through the atmosphere and illuminates places it shouldn't, like bedrooms or space. Light pollution traces out our civilization in the darkness. The colour of light is important too, as the bluer a light is, the more it is scattered by the atmosphere than redder light, so it can contribute more to light pollution. We use street lights for protection at night. However, our protector is now baring its teeth, threatening our health and that of the wider ecosystem. This raises the question, how could light pollution be dangerous? It's just light. To see the danger, we must first understand some biology. Human biology is complex. In all this complexity, our bodies need to carry out processes carefully timed with the day. To do this, we have a built-in biological clock, which closely follows a 24-hour cycle called a circadian rhythm. This rhythm is not exactly a day long, so it must be reset by an external cue known as a Zeitgeber. Our Zeitgeber is light. This is why light is dangerous. In your eyes, there is a cell layer that detects the amount of blue light in the environment. It sends this information to the hypothalamus region of your brain. This region uses that information to regulate your circadian rhythm through hormones such as melatonin. When it becomes dark, the concentration of melatonin increases. This makes you feel drowsy and lowers your blood pressure. The opposite occurs when it becomes light. This variation of melatonin is how light resets your circadian rhythm. If white light, or especially blue light, interrupts darkness, the concentration of melatonin decreases, which disrupts your circadian rhythm. This rhythm is so sensitive that it has a monthly variation for changing light at night from moonlight and starlight. This subtlety that has been built in by evolution over millions of years shows us something important about this rhythm. The circadian rhythm is essential to our survival. It is only in the past few decades that researchers have begun to understand what effect regularly interrupting the circadian rhythm has on human health. This is research we all need to be aware of. The first study of this problem followed the health of over 4,000 shift workers for over a decade. Shift workers were targeted because their circadian rhythms are frequently interrupted by being exposed to light at night. The study found that irregular shift workers had a greater risk of developing cancer. This was attributed to a lack of melatonin in their blood, since melatonin is excellent at mopping up cancer-causing free radicals. Further studies on this issue have confirmed an increased cancer risk. They also associate regularly interrupting the circadian rhythm with heart disease, insomnia, and depression. This is the danger that lies in light pollution. The cover of light it casts over urban areas can permanently interrupt our circadian rhythms, posing a real health risk to all New Zealanders. How many lives has light pollution affected with cancer, heart disease, insomnia, and depression? This question begins to reveal the medical cost of light pollution. This cost is hard to quantify, but if the wrong decision is made about lighting, it will increase. Lives of New Zealanders will be damaged. Although troubling, the health risk is only one aspect of light pollution. The other aspect is the economic cost of light pollution. Looking back to this image, we can see how much electricity is being wasted globally to light up space. Globally, light pollution costs billions of dollars a year just from wasteful lighting. In New Zealand, we waste millions of dollars a year on light pollution. This is a cost that could easily be reduced if we used energy-efficient lighting. One I'll talk about later is the LED. This costs 60% less to run than our current streetlights. So addressing the electrical cost of light pollution would save New Zealand millions. Light pollution is also limiting the growth of New Zealand's astrotourism industry. Each year, thousands of tourists from across the world come to New Zealand and visit the Aoraki Mackenzie Dark Sky Reserve to see the pristine night sky. Many countries have lost their night sky, so this gives New Zealand a competitive edge in global tourism. The trouble is, astrotourism is only possible within a dark sky reserve, heavily limiting an industry that has captured global attention. So where is New Zealand now? Bad lighting practices are increasing light pollution. This is damaging our economy and harming all New Zealanders by increasing our risk of developing serious mental and physical illnesses. But what does the future hold for light pollution? Will it be light or will it be dark? Will light pollution spread further still, or will we recover our lost night sky? A solution to light pollution is within our grasp. We just need to make the right choice over the coming years. The choice revolves around light-emitting diodes, or LEDs, which use semiconductor technology to produce directed light. These LEDs can be made in an array of colours, so we could select one that minimises light pollution. And as I mentioned earlier, they are extremely efficient, using tiny amounts of power to produce light. Enticed by this efficiency, regional councils are incorporating LEDs into their new lighting strategies. The trouble is, they're choosing the wrong option, the white LED. This LED emits a lot of blue light, which is not a good thing to have at night. Looking at this graph, we can see that this LED emits most of its light outside of our peak visual sensitivity, but right in line with our circadian sensitivity. So this street light is excellent at disrupting our circadian rhythm, but not providing useful light. Using this as the primary street light would be disastrous. All that blue light would increase light pollution to levels never seen before, damaging the economy and our health. I did say, however, that LEDs offered a solution. The solution is, instead of using the white LED, we use the amber LED. This LED emits orange light that lies outside of our circadian sensitivity and close to our peak visual sensitivity. So this light won't interrupt our circadian rhythm. Plus, the directed orange light would barely contribute to light pollution. This would free us from the threat of our protector. We could use the streetlight without fear. The only thing is, this LED is not as cheap as the white LED. But it's worth the extra cost to help us overcome light pollution. Light pollution is a serious issue. It is overlooked far too often. It's damaging the economy by wasting electricity and limiting astrotourism. It's harming our health by disrupting our circadian rhythms, which cause us to have an increased risk of cancer, heart disease, insomnia, and depression. The future of light pollution is being decided. This is a decision that will affect us all, so we need to be involved. We have a simple choice to make. Do we select the white LED and worsen light pollution? Or do we select the amber LED to help us overcome light pollution and recover the night? The choice is ours. Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. Just to clarify, when you say disrupting our circadian rhythm, you don't mean when we're in bed at night?
Yes, I do.
Well, get thicker curtains.
That is a valid point. So having thick curtains would help this issue. But it's also when we're out and about, and the wider ecosystem is also being affected by light pollution.
All
so
right.
This is harming birds and all the other wildlife around us.
Okay.
So getting thicker curtains would help us individually, but it won't get rid of the issue entirely.
My friend has written me a note, and it says, ask about Eskimos.
Ah, yes, Eskimos. Right, that's a good question. I like that question. So the question about Eskimos is they're exposed to really weird light patterns, right? So during summer they have...
Borealis business, right?
Yes, so they're all during summer.
Or daylight,
yeah.
it just means.
Constant daylight during summer and constant darkness during
They're
winter.
used to it.
Yes, that is the answer, pretty much. They've lived there for so long, their internal biology has adapted to the situation.
I read a story actually the other day that suggested that putting your cell phone onto charge while you were asleep was messing around with your melatonin and melanonin. Remember that?
Yes. Well...
is that what you're talking about? Is that the same kind of thing?
No, it's... what I'm talking about can be caused by looking at computer screens, so any white light source does interfere with your circadian rhythm.
Right.
But that comes down to personal habit, and it's hard to change.
Not public policy.
Yes.
Okay. My friend has written me another note, and it says, if Eskimos can adapt, then why can't we?
Another good question.
Yes.
Good. The trouble is, adaptation takes a very long time. And these white streetlights, which are just being put up now, the ecosystem's never seen anything like this before. So it would take a very long time for change to occur in our biology and for the wider ecosystem to get used to the profound change that we're making.
Thank you, Ryan. I wish we had more time to talk about Eskimos.
Yes, so do I.
Cheers.